This day can't get more amazing, so I'm making this special status video. It's not Saturday, though it is Saturday tomorrow, and I'll record another one tomorrow probably. Today, I was just told that actually the guy who's been my first client for a long time now just closed his first client at $200 a month. And this is such a special moment for me because obviously I've helped him get there, but I'm so proud and happy for him that he's managed to get there with his own efforts and how he's stuck with this and worked so hard and so long to get there basically. So this is such an incredible moment, and I had to get up and just started dancing and jumping up and down. Incredible how these small victories make all the hard work, all the effort, all the doubts worth it. And of course I had to record this moment and share and keep it as a record and to have the nostalgia to look back on at some point and someday. Use this as a reminder that you can work for however long without seeing any results, but the moment you do get the results, all the effing hard work will be worth it. So don't ever quit. The only thing you can't do is quit. You can feel like it's difficult, you can feel like it's shit, you can not want to do it, you can think it's the worst thing ever, but as long as you get up every day and continue, all the other things don't matter. Like, that is the number one thing. If you just do that, you will still make it. And I really want that for you. So a super special moment for me. Now we just need to ramp it up, get him some more clients, and of course as a testimonial at some point. But I'm so happy to send him off on his way. He's been working so hard for this, and it really is fulfilling for me to see my clients succeed, more so than I get the joy from, like, in the future I would from earning money from doing it. So yeah, just wanted to make this short video. I have to get back to writing my thesis. See you tomorrow. Today is the 2nd of May, which means we're entering a new month, which means a new set of status videos. And the first thing I want to say is that I'm pretty happy with the way that I've managed to record these weekly status videos for every week, basically since January, I think. And why am I happy with that? Well, one, to have all the footage of all my thoughts, my considerations, reflections, but two, the consistency and the dedication and resolve it shows for me towards this business, the commitment. So until now, it's mainly been about just talking to the camera. And I mean, this video will be the same. I would like to, in the future, do some more B-roll footage or some more throughout the day footage of the meetings I'm going to do, or what it's like to either record or script some things, just to kind of show you the documentation part that goes into building and creating all the stuff that I do. Now, like I mentioned yesterday, I'm super stoked that the first guy actually that I started working with has now just closed his first paying client at $200 a month, which is absolutely amazing. So happy and proud of him. And this is obviously just a start for him, and it's the start of a great new direction for my clients and me and the program overall as well. I'm really happy, I'm really content. At the same time, I'm really pressured. Why am I pressured? Well, as I also briefly mentioned yesterday, I'm writing my master's thesis, and we have less than 2 weeks left to basically the entire thesis, the entire paper, which is 120 pages. Now, I'm not looking for any kind of sympathy when I say that, and we have an amazing product in terms of all the data we've collected. It is a lot of work, and it's a lot of wake hours just spent on doing analysis and writing to make sure everything comes together in a qualitative and depthful way, I guess, and academically. What that means is all the other business stuff that I have going on is on minimum effort at the moment, which, you know, as a business owner, I don't feel proud of that, but I know it's necessary right now for me to deliver the absolute best product with this last thesis, which is the absolute final thing of my degree. And so, one, this is what I agreed on with the person that I'm writing the thesis with, but two, I want to show myself that I can put out a great final product for this degree that I've been studying for the last 2 years. And once it's over, it's over. I mean, I only get this chance once. So I can focus all I want on my business afterwards, and I don't have major repercussions from not doing it right now, as I'm still doing free work anyway. So that's kind of also what allows me to do that. Things are absolutely exciting. I'm so excited to see what the future brings. I'm so happy with the way my life is at the moment as well. So grateful for the life I have, the people I have around me. I truly have some amazing friends, and I'm so grateful to them and my family as well. And I'm just happy that I'm doubling down and betting on myself at the moment and for the rest of the year, because of what I know it can bring for the rest of my life, and the opportunities it can bring me, and the impact that I can bring or create, whatever you want to call it. Even though I feel like I've gotten to a point where my English is quite decent, I still have times when I'm speaking quickly, or I'm looking for certain words, right, where it'll obstruct my sentences. I won't be able to speak with the extensive vocabulary that I would want to. And so I feel like sometimes I use repeat words, and that's not cool. However, I do like the simplicity of what it brings with it. So it's an ongoing learning process. But I'm happy that I didn't start this brand speaking Danish, trying to aim for a Danish market, because it would have been a completely different ball game. It might have been easier, but it wouldn't have pushed me to do the things that I've done at this point. Yeah, super happy and grateful to myself that I made that choice early on, and not limit myself. Because now the potential that I see and what I'm working towards is so much grander. If you're not enjoying your life right now, why is that? Do you not know what you want out of life? That's probably the first place to start. Do you not know how to get there? Do you just not want to do it? Kind of employing this theory of constraints, or looking at what's your bottleneck? Like, why isn't your life the way you want it to be ideally? Now, you can have ambitions and you can have dreams and still be realistic. Having huge ambitions and dreams is not being unrealistic. Being unrealistic is about setting expectations and, for instance, saying, I would like to be a millionaire tomorrow without doing anything. That's unrealistic and delusional. But saying, I want to be a millionaire in 5 years, working every day 10 hours, that's not unrealistic. Of course, it still matters what you do and all these things, but a lot of the time these things come down to what your expectations are. If you change what you do on a daily basis, you'll change your habits, you'll change the way you think as a result of your habits, not only about the world, but about yourself too. And maybe that leads you down the path you didn't know you were meant to go down. I don't know, I'm just, sharing some thoughts out loud. I, for one, know setting goals for myself and identifying what is required to reach those goals, and then assess, am I willing to do what's required to get there? And some of those decisions I haven't made, probably also because I haven't set the goal as clearly as I could. And so that's kind of still left for the future, because it'll be dependent on what my life looks like at that point. But like a lot of things, at least to a big extent, a lot of the things I do want to accomplish, people I do want to help, the change I do want to create, I have envisioned and I am willing to sacrifice. So now it's just a repetition of trying and learning and failing and doing over and over and over and over until I get there. And it's painful and hard, but that's at the same time why it's so rewarding and fun. I really wish that everybody could feel the way that I do about the things I do. And it's going to be even more awesome when I start getting paid for it. So this video is about seeking gratitude in being pressured. Like as Bumstead, Chris Bumstead, Mr. Olympia says, is pressure is a privilege. It really is. And if you can find gratitude in having that pressure, even when it's crushing you, and look at it for what kind of an opportunity that it is. What will going through and succeeding this obstacle allow you to grow into, and what will you learn from that, and what kind of person will you become through that? And if you look at that and see what you get to do, what you get to experience, you will be grateful for the obstacle and the opportunity and the pain and the hardship, because you will see the purpose of why you're enduring it, instead of thinking, again, back to expectations, that you shouldn't be exposed to this kind of challenge. Life really is a funny thing. I don't know how much I've mentioned it during the last days videos, but again, I can't help everyone on a one-to-one basis with my coaching, even though I would love to. I don't have the time for that. But what I can do is take all my materials and put them into a free course. And so I've done that. And you're like, why would you ever take all the things you've spent time and energy and potentially money into just making a free course Well, because it is my mission to make entrepreneurship available to everyone and to reform the business education system. And so part of that is being able to help those people who can't afford paying for the initial step as well. So hopefully you'll be able to use the course, and then at some point you'll maybe want to apply for some kind of help from whatever business or institution I'm running at that point. But initially I just want you to get the course, and there's no upsell or anything, and I hope it'll just help you get to that first $1,000 a month. It definitely can. It's more a matter of, are you willing to? And I don't mention it a lot because I'm at some point still a little bit of ashamed that it isn't a higher quality. And I view it as some part inexperience, some part incompetence. It still definitely has the potential to do what it aims towards. It's more a matter of how quickly and how applicable is it. And it's the applicability that I'm still working on, not the aim. The aim is fine. So yeah, that's one of the things. Like, the course is there, it's free, no upsell, just free stuff. But it's one of the things that I'm gonna work much more on the rest of this year, is adapting the course as I build my experience working with more clients, making it just absolutely powerful. Like, you should open this and think, how is this free? This should be incredibly expensive. With the clarity and the sense of progression, the view towards what you need to do, step 1, and the illustration of what it takes to go from step 1 to step 5 or 10 or whatever it is, and how to go in between that. I mean, we'll get there at some point, but it's an ongoing thing. And I think going back to the feeling inexperienced, feeling incompetent in some way, it's just wanting to create the best thing and knowing that it can be better, and I want to make it better. And so I will make it better. Of course, not over-promising. And so it's not gonna help anyone if I don't promote it, if I don't show it, if I don't let you have it. So this is my way of doing that. But know that it will get better, but it'll continue to be free. So at any point you'll be grandfathered in at free, and it will never change. For the intro course, at least. It takes 30 seconds to join, so yeah. Other than that, yeah, we have this one life. Let's make the absolute most of it. And if you don't, then I hope you're okay with knowing that you're wasting your potential. Whether you believe in God or not, and knowing that you're gonna get to the end of your life and you're for sure gonna look back on it and reflect on what you chose to do, the experiences you had because of those choices, and what experiences those choices led you through. Are you gonna be satisfied with the trajectory that you're on right now, leading you into your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s? Maybe you are, that's absolutely amazing. But if not, again, going back to what is it that you want to accomplish? Where do you need to get there? Are you willing to pay the price? How can you get started? And then do that now. I think if you do that, you'll find that you'll eliminate your regrets by a lot. But the fact that you do stuff deliberately with intention to reach a specific outcome, which was the outcome that you wanted at the time with that given information, that's going to lead you to having fewer regrets in the future. And isn't that kind of the underlying purpose of a lot of, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe there's no purpose in anything. If there's a purpose in everything, there's also no purpose in anything. I think that's a fun dichotomy. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of just rambling at this point. It's pretty funny. I was just editing a video about 3 reasons that you should document your startup or business journey. And all the while doing so, almost forgetting to record my status video for today. So today is the 10th of May, and I am busy AF finalizing my master's thesis, so hopefully I can hand it in within the deadline. Otherwise it'll be in August or September. But basically it's taking up almost every waking and what used to be non-waking hour. Long days. It's truly rewarding, and I'm doing it with someone who is a great partner, and it's a lot of fun in its own way, but it is damn hard, and it takes a shitload of time. Learning a lot from it, and it will make me more resilient, which is why I'm super grateful as well. I basically just wanted to make this video to check in, say no update from last week at all. Like, I've just been enveloped in doing this master's thesis work, which is good because It's been a long time since I've been this focused, but on the other hand, I don't really have anything new to tell you. So I guess the lesson is use every chance you have to do your best, no matter what you're dealing with, even if it's not in your business. Do your best, because what you learn through that experience will translate into doing something else. How you do anything is how you do everything, right? Today's another status video, and one of the first things I want to mention is that I've handed in my master's thesis at this point, which is an incredible feeling. At the same time, because I've not immediately dove into getting back with, ramping up my business activities, because I still have an oral defense, then I'm kind of in this weird limbo place where I'm really happy that I get a little bit of a break on one hand, and on the other side, I feel like I finally have time to do so much more that I didn't have before. And so on one hand, I'm just grateful at the same time for having this time, being able to reflect a little bit, be grateful, enjoy not being that pressed for sitting with a Google Docs for 14 hours a day. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to moving on. And hopefully there'll be no re-exam. If there is, then we'll just crack on with the business anyway and deal with the other stuff later. So that's kind of as simple in that way. Yeah, I'm happy I'm doing these videos. Sometimes you can have moments where you're like, do these really help or provide value to other people in any sort of visible way? But I'm sure that when I have these doubts, again, this is kind of inspired by something Homosius said about writing his books, but I think it's a great frame, is like there'll be some kid or person out there who'll be watching this saying, who's just having regular human thoughts about how difficult it is, what it takes, what you have to go through. And if he can push through, then maybe I can as well. At the end of the day, that's all I want to portray is I'm just me, no one special. But I have this mission that I've set out to journey through and to somehow achieve. And it takes a bunch of sacrifice for sure. Do you want to pay the price or not? Even though you think you know what that price is, I think you get reminded on an ongoing basis. And you have to reevaluate every step of the way, at least if you want to diminish the regrets you have. I think then it's important, so you don't end up, going completely in a different direction compared to what you actually would have liked to have done. In short, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Looking forward to getting the whole study thing over and to really just devote my entire being to making this business successful. That is one of the most exciting things that I've thought of for a long time, and I'm gonna be looking ahead towards. So that's gonna be just incredible. Yeah, I'm really happy to be changing a lot of lives. Like the mission of making entrepreneurship available to everyone is really near and dear to my heart, and I can't wait to hear someone say, you don't have to struggle with entrepreneurship because you can just get help from so-and-so, either the discipline group or whatever it's going to be called in the future, right? But the fact that someone knows that the option is there and that they know that they can guarantee using all methods, that is what I'm going to be looking forward to. And then, of course, all the charitable work that I want to do as well, but not sure how much of that I'm going to be sharing, to be honest. Big parts of my life are private. I love sharing my work and what I work on with you guys and for the rest of the world, but I still care deeply about maintaining a sense of privacy. I have no wish to be famous in any way. Now, does some kind of recognition or widespread knowledge come with getting a bigger brand? Yeah, of course. And I mean, that's a price I'm taking on, at least at the moment. Yeah, we'll have to see about later and whether that changes or not. I think depends on the kind of family life I want. Well, I mean, considerations for the future and decisions for now, I'm choosing to share, right? So actually a funny thing, right? Every day I try and improve and make sure I speak properly and get better at it. Articulation, vocabulary. And so Vingo, I'm not sure, I'm really sorry Vin, what your last name is, but Vin, the speaking coach, has like 5 points for better speaking: melody, volume, pitch, tonality, and pause. But I try to get better at these almost every day when I speak and try and improve as much as possible. Because why would I not want to be like as close to being native in this other language as I can, when this is what is spoken globally, right? On that note, it's actually kind of funny that when I'm just sitting here recording these videos, talking just from my heart and not like trying to explain some specific concept or like going off of maybe even a loose script, but when I'm just speaking directly from my heart and what I have to say, it's much easier, just like having a regular conversation with someone you know and you're sitting in front of, compared to doing like a pre-scripted or video where you have to come across in a certain way and you have to sit here and talk to the camera in a certain way. It adds some kind of filter, and I'm not, at this point at least, I'm not as good at speaking in that situation. Maybe it'll improve with effort and practice. It probably will. Will it ever be the same? Maybe you get accustomed enough. Overall, in a really, really great place. So much looking forward to the future. And I hope for you that you have some great things in store, either because you are starting or running or really working on your own business, or you have some other huge ambitions or goals that you want to pursue in your life. So yeah, this has been me for this week, and I'll catch up next week. This is another status video, and I'm so happy to be in a place where I have a lot more energy, both physically and mental capacity. And I'm at a place now where I can get back into spending a lot of my time on the content that I make for the channel, the content that I make for the school course, so we can make that even greater, and start up and improve the coaching program, the startup coaching program, which I obviously am conducting rounds of and will soon take on a new set of clients for. And so the current status is, have decided to delay the thesis, postponing it, meaning that it's basically done, but we'll touch it up, finish it, improve a few points, and then hand it in later, and of course do the defense later. But that means while I am going to spend some time doing that, I can finally get back into working on the business, which is awesome, and I've been looking so much forward to that. Hence the enthusiasm as well. And just like simple things such as scripting and recording videos, which I've put off for a couple of months by now, because I've been so focused on the other stuff, is absolutely amazing. I'm really happy that I can spend my time doing that. So this video is primarily about gratitude, as I'm super grateful that I will be able to get back into doing my work. The main things that come to my mind when I think of the work that we're gonna do is make some more concrete, actionable YouTube videos, which will be longer, but also will be more useful, hopefully. Second thing is, one, improve the materials for the startup coaching program, start working with clients based on that improvement. And then thirdly, make new content for the free school course based on that content, and make the course even better so we can start getting more people into the course, get some more reviews, of course, but obviously just help a lot more people start their businesses. That would be great. And this all serves towards the goal of, one, I would like to help about 10 to 20 more people. The numbers increase because I've realized, the time frame in which it can happen. I would like to help between 10 and 20 more people and actually get to the end goal this year, so that at the beginning of next year, we have a lot of testimonials we can put into going full-time and actually getting paid for the work. And I'm quite confident that if I serve another 10 to 20 clients, the amount of knowledge I will gain will be enough for me to start charging people reasonably high prices, but also at an incredible value, or at least at a justifiable value, because of the result that I will be able to help them get. So I'm really happy with that, and I'm happy with the ethical feeling of the whole, people getting the value that they should be getting for paying for something like that. Obviously, we'll do, not obviously, but I've decided to do a new website, completely eliminate the merch side of things for now, I think at least, and just have like a one-pager where you can both sign up for the wait list and go to the school course, so that you don't have that immediate link from my Instagram page, for instance, to school, but you actually go to the website, can kind of see what the whole business is about, maybe see a few videos, testimonials, and then you can go to the school page if you don't want to sign up for free coaching, because it's free right now, right? So a lot of pent up energy, a a lot of gratitude, a lot of enthusiasm. I can't wait to just kick ass and put in the effing work for this and absolutely make the rest of this year the best year for the business so far. Hopefully every consecutive or subsequent year after that is going to be amazing as well. Like my dreams for this business, so incredibly grand. I was thinking the other day, like the vision needs to be even clearer, and what I arrived at was that I want as many young people around the world, best case scenario would be everyone, but as many young people around the world, when they grow up in their teens, they know that adjacent to regular, what is right now considered regular education or universities, for instance, they can start at something like the Startup Academy at the Discipline Group, or, is it going to be Mikkelsen School of Entrepreneurship? That would be awesome as well. But I want them to know that anyone can start a business, and they will be guaranteed for it to work to some extent if they start out either with one of our free courses or jump right into paying for one of the more intermediary levels. Just because I don't want people to have to go through the same waiting 4 or 5 years, trying things, not believing in yourself, not knowing, can I really do it? Is it possible for me? How do I approach this? How do I start? I just want that to be different, man. And as someone who's also been in 5 years in business school here in Copenhagen, I know the frustration of feeling like you've gotten almost gotten a degree, or almost gotten your second degree at this point, and still feeling like you don't in any way the knowledge from that degree to start or run a business. And so that's where really my passion comes from. It is from an unsatisfaction with the current system and a need to do something about it. Like, I want to take those matters into my own hand and force that idea, those dreams into reality. Like, I'm not satisfied with the world being as it is right now, and I don't see a reason why it should continue to stay like this. And I will make it my responsibility to change it, at least to be part of the change. And yeah, it's exciting, it's incredible, and I can't wait to see what else life has in store for me and for the business as well. I'm sure both that we're going to help a lot of people, and I'm going to be able to work with a lot of incredibly talented people, and I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, I think that was the majority of what I've had to say for this status video. This was a very positive one, a very inspiring one, I feel. I'll try and do more videos where I kind of show you more of the specific work that I might be doing, like record some more B-roll and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just getting into the habit. I think that's the short answer. I mean, this habit I already have, but the other thing is it's just a new habit I need to start incorporating into the process of setting up my work, or, when I'm done with a piece of work, maybe record a little bit. I'm just kind of, thinking out loud how I might, approach a new habit myself. In the case that might be able to help you, inspire you for how you could start something that you've been thinking about. Because you can, it definitely is possible. And so, yeah, good things are going on. The world is an amazing place, and we're here to make it even better. So as part of my promise to record some more actual behind the scenes stuff for what I'm doing with the business now, especially where I'm intensifying my efforts, I thought that I would show you a little bit about the website revamp that I'm doing. My thoughts for changing the website, and now that I'm thinking about it, a little bit about updating the startup coaching program as well. So initially, I knew I wanted a new website, so let me just quickly find the current one. So as you can see, the current one is actually just an actual Shopify page, which I have. So the merch is still here, right? In here, I've made a page specifically for the startup coaching program that goes to the school page. And yeah, so this is the actual page, and you can join the wait list here if you want. I don't really do anything with this website. It's not even linked on the Instagram page. You can find it through the YouTube links. And that's really just a shame when I'm paying for the Shopify license and I'm using the school link in my Instagram bio, right? And so I decided, funnily enough, that I wanted to change the website. And as I'm not promoting the merch and I'm actually making the merch unavailable, I thought that just having a landing page for the startup coaching program and the school course would be a much better idea. And so for me, I then had to decide, okay, what kind of new website am I gonna choose, right? So that was the first consideration. Started looking at, do I need something like lead pages? Do I need something like ClickFunnels? Did a little bit of research. Thought those two looked pretty good. Those are both more expensive than Shopify's. I wouldn't save any money on those. But in the future, like, they might be better platforms than Shopify or something else, for instance. However, I couldn't help but think that it would be better for me to choose just something that would be much cheaper if it was possible, and something that really just fit my current needs right now. And so actually I came across something called Card, a website, more like a one-page website provider I haven't heard of before. And they seem to provide both really cheap hosting. This is not an ad or anything, but also with my need that I just needed a simple one-page landing page that people would be able to go to, and then from there they can go to both the school course or book an appointment to kind of get a spot in the coaching program. I figured that I'd give that a shot. And so I did. Let's see if I can show you. And so I decided to give it a shot. You can build a free prototype, which is great. And so I did that yesterday, spent a couple of hours, and the prototype looks something like this. So you see the mission, making entrepreneurship available to everyone. Start a business that's guaranteed to pay you. That's the whole idea of the startup coaching program, right? But then, I mean, I just have this quite sleek, very clear value proposition, clear CTA, sleek design, school course instead, something about me, and then, some testimonials at the bottom, and then you can go back. So far quite happy with the website. Haven't launched it officially yet, but it seems right now like it's going to be able to provide what I'm looking for, and at a much cheaper price. If I remember correctly, it's something as little as either $19 a year, though I might be wrong on that. At least you get the option to make a free demo, and then you can upgrade to a pro plan. I even think you might get 14 free days. So I'm probably going to continue with Card just because it's quite easy to use and it seems to fulfill my needs right now. The next steps for me are then going to be compare with the old website, see that I didn't miss anything, transfer any other information that might be necessary on the new site, and then basically move the domain name, right? Pretty simple. Also, it's a simplification, not an expansion, which is usually easier because you need to remove stuff. Now, something else I wanted to add was that I'm also revamping. So in between each section or round of clients that I've worked with in the startup coaching program, I'm sort of revamping the course to make it even better, because obviously I want to be able to provide the best experience so that I can deliver the best results and make it more efficient. We can get there faster. So it's a better experience for the clients, it's a better experience for me, and ultimately it's going to make the business more money. More importantly, create a bigger change. And so I am going back to using Notion more. And so I'm going to show you this in a second, just to kind of give you a super down-to-earth basic idea of how I would use Notion for something like project tracking. If you are getting into entrepreneurship and haven't looked at anything like this before, this is not like the standard of what you should do in any way. It's not the best way to do things. I have no idea what the best way to do is, but it works for me. It's simple, and I feel like I can maintain this, which is the most important. Now, I have no idea whether I'm going to continue to do it like this in the future with employees and stuff like that, but right now it works. So to give you the short breakdown, I have like a bunch of different pages basically, and the most notable one, of course, right now is projects. And so I just have two current projects. One is the course revamp, and the other one is migrate the website, right? Both are in progress. You can have different categories for what they're about, different completion, due dates, etc., etc. And then you can open each of these, and this one is for the course revamp. And so if I quickly show you the migrate the website, well, then we have tasks like choose a new website provider. We have sketch outline of new website, add content, like simple tasks, and then I just move them in between started, in progress, completed, and add sort of the information to each of these. And these function more as just like to-do checklist items that I then carry out individually. And then if I am to take the course revamp, then we have a bunch of like what documents to change, what new things to create, update things for school, new reporting system. And again, one of the efficient things is that you can also update or add details to each of these individually, which makes it a little bit nested, but it means that you can provide a great level of details into each task if you need to. And so if you're not used to working with any kind of information management system or project management system, Notion is free. There's also something called Monday and Asana, tons of different ones. I just use Notion because it's free and it's super customizable. Like you saw the setup that I use. You can set it up in so many different ways according to what your needs are. I mainly use it for my weekly agenda, with my weekly to-day lists. And so I just kind of expanded it into my business projects and keep everything in one place. Makes it easier. So this is not in any way an attempt to say that this is the right thing to do. It's just to give you some insight into what I actually do. I was just in the middle of scripting 2 videos because I do that. Script and record 2 videos every week so that I'm ahead of time for when I have to release these videos. And so because I'm trying to show you a little more actual behind the scenes, I thought I'd share some thoughts about how I do my scripting and my recording. It's actually quite simple. I think a lot of people prefer to script their videos using digital documents, but for some reason, I just prefer to write stuff in my notebook. It just has a better feel for me, and I prefer to have the ideas and have the text, the content, the scripts in this physical format for when I want to go back and revisit it later. So it's definitely not more efficient. It's also much more of a hassle to edit and to redo. But there's just something about it that has its own charm to me. And I just can't seem to want to get rid of the whole writing stuff by hand. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm right now scripting a video for how to build your offer in 3 simple steps, which is kind of just a preview of what is going to be in much more detail from the startup coaching program, right? That's what I'm doing. And while I have you here, I might as well show you that how BTEC of a setup this really is. So right now I'm recording on DJI Cosmo Pocket 3. I'll show you, and this is where use whatever you got comes in, okay? So for me, whenever I have to record and I don't want the camera just standing on the table, I'll just use a bunch of meal prep boxes, which just works great. And they literally just serve the purpose. I have no complaints. I show you this and share this because I don't want you to think that you need the best setup, or you need the best lighting, or you need the best camera in order to just get started. And while the first video, the first 10 videos, the first 50 videos, the first 100 videos or pieces of content that you do might not and definitely will not be your best, without making those first ones, you will never get to the great ones. It is so simple, yet it keeps so many people from getting started. And I don't want you to be one of them. So the whole you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start to be great, it couldn't be more true. So yeah, that was just this short little insight. We've made it to the end of May. This is the last status video of May. I was considering showing you something I've been working on as part of revamping or updating the startup coaching program, but I don't think it's ready to be shown yet, so instead I'll tell you about it. As I'm a coach and I work with clients, and part of that entails reporting on what they're working on, their progress, how they're doing. The system I built previously was not holding up. And essentially, it wasn't very much of a system, which I experienced the disadvantages of. And so for me, I realized I had to find a solution that is easier to maintain, is easy for clients to use, is easy for me to keep an overview of, and at the same time provides value and allows me to keep track of how they're progressing and if they're doing the right things in order to maintain my guarantee, etc., etc. In that process, of course, I note down what are my non-negotiables, what are the things I'm looking for. I'm actually quite happy that I've dove into this because it's helped me realize that this is a great gateway for me to kind of start building a system that I can use more long term, instead of just having these small, patchy solutions, using a little bit of system here, a little bit of system there, and actually starting to think of a greater architecture. I started by looking up client management systems for coaches and found a bunch of options. And while some of them do seem appealing, I don't feel like I'm at the size where it makes sense to start paying for it before I kind of know specifically what I'm looking for. So what I was recommended is something called Airtable. And this is in no way an ad. This is not sponsored by Airtable. But I've been using Airtable for half a day by now to create a setup basically where I can track the progress of my clients and input their metrics, their data, see how they're coming along. It should be something where it's pretty easy to collect data and insert data into from the place that they are generating the data. And I have to say, so far it's taking, of course, a little bit of time. Every new system does, but to get used to Airtable. But so far it's looking pretty good. And I think it's, the beginning of something that will be both super useful and powerful in the future. And it's helped me, begin to understand what the future of the operations side of my business will look like. And so, being forced to kind of think of the overall picture of both what do I need right now, but what would be a good idea for me to consider for the future at this point has been a big advantage. And I think I'm doing something good right now. Another point I want to mention with this is, which I kind of hinted at before, is that Airtable is free tier. In my eyes, it's much better for me to kind of try it out and make some mistakes and learn and kind of get a feel for what kind of information, what kind of data flow, what kind of overview, what charts do I actually need to do the kind of tracking, maintenance of my, or management of my clients. And why do I say that? Well, I say that because, it's super appealing to consider when I know that I'm going to choose a client management system. Well, I should go for something that I'm probably going to be using in multiple years down the line. But the fact of the matter is, one, I might not know for sure what kind of needs I have. My needs are definitely going to change. With all the AI stuff going on, it's not, things might change so much that there'll be completely different needs at that point. But also, it's just a matter of getting started immediately and learning and getting that experience in. And so the fact that I can get started with something for free is a much bigger benefit, because it might show me that I do need to invest in one of the other systems, or that I can continue building on something like this Airtable, which is, to clarify, Airtable is like a relational database, which you can then add automations to and interfaces, kind of essentially like creating complete front ends. I don't know if I'll continue, if it's gonna stick, but I'm gonna try it out for sure. So I thought that was worth noting. Other than that, I'm just really grateful that I've started both doing a little bit more behind the scenes footage the last couple of weeks. Also that I'm having and spending the time on moving the program and the school course forward, getting ready for that next round of clients. Built the new website, it's live. Things are moving forward, and I still find myself thinking that it's not at the pace that I would want. Yet I have so many different tasks scattered that sometimes just retaining the overview takes some time, and prioritizing, okay, what do I actually need to focus on right now? Going back to, it doesn't matter if you're just busy, if you don't do anything productive. So I think that's mostly it. By the time we get to this point in June, we should be very close to launching the next set of clients. Hopefully we can launch from 1st of July. That would be cool. And I'm just super stoked to get started again and take it really seriously and see what kind of change and impact I can help create, and help these people change their own lives and how it's gonna change for my business. So that's incredibly exciting. Please let me know in the comments if you have any specific type of behind the scenes footage you would like to see, or if you have any questions or just other remarks. As always, of course, thank you for watching, and stay disciplined.